Hey everyone, and welcome to another retrospective of an iconic actress. Today, I'm going to be talking about the career of Carrie Fisher. Now, she passed away 2016. Tragic, she got her name on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which for a while was a sort of an up and down thing. Like it took too much time. It's like, come on. She contributed to a lot of scripts. She was in many iconic films. And so that happened. Finally did it. Mark Hamill was there on the day of the star. So yeah, I've wanted to do this special to sort of wrap up a trilogy, but I've got a fourth entry. But you're gonna have to wait for that because it will be happening next year. So let's start with the one which made everyone fall in love with sci-fi. It's Star Wars. And this is re-release. This is just remastered sound and picture. Stay back for something very special. So yeah, Star Wars. As you can see, it's not A New Hope. It's just Star Wars. Now, there's many editions of Star Wars, as you know. This was one of the first special editions. And there you can see Carrie. And on the back, you can see Carrie with Vader, David Prowse, another legend, rest in peace. And late great Peter Mayhew, Sir Alec Guinness. So fantastic cast, great movie, and iconic performance by Carrie playing the loved princess Leia. So she was only in her late teens when filmed that. She'd done a few things before. She partied. Of course, her mum, very famous lady. And Carrie wanted to break into film, and she got that role. And then, bam! The biggest movie ever. Only 2 years after Jaws, which was the biggest movie at the time, but Star Wars, boom! And George Lucas had worked with Harrison Ford in American Graffiti, so yeah, we got it. And Princess Leia became an icon. And everyone loved Carrie Fisher for it. And then we got 1980, Empire Strikes Back. Carrie returned, as did all the other cast. Now, Carrie's performance and acting skills progressed with Empire. She was a stronger character. Like, Leia she wasn't your particular damsel in distress. Like, she was a rebel. Like, she owned the scene. She kicked serious butt. This was before Ripley. This was before Sarah Connor. Sure, there were strong female leads and characters in Bond films and Charlie's Angels and Star Trek and way before, but Leia was the main independent rebel. She wasn't like, "Oh, help me." She was like, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope." So it wasn't like, "Oh my gosh, trouble." It was like, serious. And Empire Strikes Back just showed how solid Carrie's work was. We got a great follow-up. Dark, more lightsaber action, huge, amazing effects, great props still, and then we got a little surprise with Carrie's cameo in the Blues Brothers. Out the same year, and she popped up and it's like, "Hey, it's Leia." But no, she was playing the crazy bride to be of Jake. You know, she'd been left at the altar. She got mad, and many scenes she tried to get rid of the Blues Brothers. And we had a moment that you thought, oh, they're getting back together. Jake used his charm, and he and Carrie, I think she was credited as Mad Woman in the movie. So they had their moment, and then Jake dumps her in the mud, and then it's like, that's it. And then after she fires the M16, she was just like, ugh, whatever. And then, like, I can't remember what other little part she had up until her most legendary appearance. Now, she's been on record saying she did not like that outfit, but after seeing men in that outfit at conventions, she regained respect for it. You know, she told stories. She'd see, like, older women doing it, and she said she loved the bikini after seeing guys do it. And it became the most famous bikini of all time. It's a popular cosplay, you know, and people do what's crossplay. They take a character and they have him in that, like the slave Disney princesses, the Sailor Scouts. Mortal Kombat even utilized that for Jade. So, very influential. And in the barge scene, like, Mark Hamill, he breaks character. You know, when he's like, come on, there's just a moment where it's like, okay, I gotta act. So, again, her performance in this was quite strong. Like, the action figure, they called it problematic. It's like, come on, guys. Barbie was doing stuff like that for years. So they released the original action figure. It got recalled. It was edited. And then when they released that version, it failed. And then they released the original again. And now it's like so highly collectible. Like, people just buy them and just keep them for years. But yeah, Return of the Jedi, technically the last good Star Wars film. Great effects. Of course, the many changes to it made it worse. Like the Sebastian Shaw fiasco when Hayden Christensen could... bleh. But yeah, great performance again by Carrie. Most iconic look for her. And after Star Wars, she had more cameos. She has her quick little cameo with George Lucas in Hook. You know, you only knew from the credits. It's like kissing couple, Carrie Fisher, George Lucas, and it's like, what? So yeah, her little cameo in there. And then she appeared in Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. It's like, what? Carrie's there. She was in Drop Dead Fred. Quite actually a good role. And this is where I say Carrie Fisher, Jamie Lee Curtis, and they all have lots in common. They've all done those, risky, sexy roles. They've got similar acting styles, and either one could have played the other's role. And Carrie's role in Drop Dead Fred proves that how similar she is to Jamie Lee in acting, because Jamie Lee had similar performances like that, like in Trading Places. But yeah, Drop Dead Fred, it's a really good role for Carrie. And then he popped up in Scream 3. There's an in-joke, and people are like, hey, aren't you? And she's like, no, I was offered that role. So the in-joke. And there's a connection between Scream 3 and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, because they're in this, and Carrie's in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And in that film, they have a joke about making Scream 4. So Scream is in the same universe as Jay and Silent Bob and Clerks. And Carrie connects them all. So, yeah, her role in Austin Powers, it's good. It's small, it's calm. She's a psychiatrist, family dispute healer person. And it's a great little cameo. And then her role in Jay and Silent Bob is funny. She plays a nun. And then, of course, her moment in Scream 3, it's like, cool. One of the highlights. And she did, stuff for charity, communities, script writing, and so many other great things. And then we got the announcement of Force Awakens, and there she is. It's like, yes, she's back, and they stuffed up the reunion. She only shared the time with Harrison, and they didn't have the full reunion. Then The Last Jedi came out, the controversial, Mary Poppins layer thing. She's flying through space and a few other things, and the tragic loss with her passing, and then they honored her. They kept unused scenes from Last Jedi, used them in Rise of Skywalker. They did the other controversial face switch for Rogue One. That scene was just put in last minute. All the Vader stuff, that stuff was just put in at last minute. But throughout her life, she did well in films. She was a great actress. She really was. She had humor. She had great personality. Of course, she was an absolute babe. But she didn't want to be seen as such a symbol. She knew that Kinney made her more popular and had so many geeks geeking out, so she embraced that. At the time she didn't like it, but you see all the photos at the beach. She was living it up. She was having fun. And that's one of the best parts. Seeing her have fun. She knew she'd be an icon and just drooled over. So that shoot at the beach, they were all having fun. And the documentary saying, that's why we love about Carrie. She just lived every moment. And you see it. You see all those photos. It's like, wow. We're going to miss you, Carrie. Thank you for all what you've done in film, all your work you've done with charities, communities, helping out others, and yeah, you are the best princess. You were great in everything you did. Thank you, and we will miss you. And if you're still with us, here's those special features. And I'll scare you later.
Da 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 da. There's a blue one too.